Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here doing another Transformers action figure review, and yes, it has been quite some time and I spent a lot of time thinking about which Transformer I'm going to review, and I simply went with the Transformer that I have been enjoying the most in the last several months, and that is the Transformers masterpiece MPG Cybertron Trainbot's leader, Trainbot Shouki. I'm not familiar with Shouki from the show. I haven't really watched any of the episodes, so I know that there's the cartoon of the Trainbots, or we got the Trainbots in the cartoon and everything. I missed out on that, but I am familiar with their Diaclone versions, and I always thought it would have been awesome to have this in our G1 Transformers, and I think this design is just incredible, and I love the color scheme, and the fact that we're getting our first combiner in the Masterpiece line makes me incredibly happy. Anyway, I love the packaging over here. It does come with the black and white mailer, which I've thrown away at this point, and then on the top you get the Transformers More Than Meets the Eye MPG logo in that silver foil. Not much more at the bottom except for a bunch of warning stuff, so let's get to it and crack this thing open. But first, if you're trying to get your Transformers, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here's Shouki out of the packaging, and I love how this looks. However, there are some things about it that I will complain. There's some bulging in some parts where I see some minor gaps. It's kind of tricky to get this thing lined up after you have it in robot mode. I've already transformed it before, but anyway, I gotta say, I love how it looks, and I'm mostly really excited about this thing. We get some accessories I want to look at, so let's get a closer look at those, and then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So Shouki comes with two pieces of track right over here, and you can move the train on it. Getting him transformed so he's all streamlined like this is tricky. I must warn you, be careful as you transform, but I love that you can get him on the track like this, and you can connect them. We'll discuss that in a minute. But yeah, this is very cool. I also have the guns stored at the bottom right over there, and it still rolls very well, as you can see right there. Very cool, right? And then, as I just explained, you could separate this into two pieces like that. You also have this adapter piece, which works really well with the MP52 Starscream base. Or I think you can get this base with Beast Wars Masterpiece figures as well, but it just plugs in like that. And if you wanted to, you can get Shouki up in the air. So if I reconnect these like that, and then port this on like that, I can then lift this up. Well, I'll take the gun off right there. It tends to fall off a little bit easier than I'd like at times, but I could rotate this around and then take this flap right here and move that back, and that'll expose the port that we're going to need, and I can push that down right there, and then I can just plug in accordingly like that, and now I have Skytrain, looking very cool. That's not anyone's name that I'm aware of, but very cool that you can get, the trains flying up in the air for their combiner mode, and I think that's really cool that you can do that. We have storage right over here for characters and the shield, which I'll show off in just a second. So you can just split that apart right there, and then you can open this up, and I put in a spike that's way too big for this thing. He was leaning off all to the side, and it took me a minute, but I found my MP-44 figures right here. So we have spark plug and spike from that figure, and I feel like these two guys, oh, there goes a little arm. I forgot about pieces that come off super easy. That's annoying. Okay, I have them both sitting inside Shouki right there. And will this close? I'm just gonna go with one passenger here, or one conductor or engineer, whatever you want to call the person. And yeah, that works out just fine. You can see him kind of falling over in the side right over there. So yeah, that's cool that you can get that set up. Maybe we can get two. Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting two of them in there, but that's not my preferred mode anyway. Oh, if you wanted to flip these down right here, you can do that also. If you have figurines in there that are a little bit smaller, but you could go ahead and take these out right here. We also get the shield or the chest plate, which is very cool looking. I dig this. Flip that down, and then flip this in, and you can see that we have this angled port right over here, and we can go ahead and put that right inside, and then we could store that inside. It's got to have like this really tricky angle. That's the angle you're looking for. And let's see if we can get this all together. There we go. Scoot out, scoot down. made the transformer work, and there that goes. So that looks nice and clean, and now he has his weapons stored there. I mean, not only do I love the color scheme, because I really love this color scheme a lot, I think the execution of this just came out looking very, very clean, and it's got some heft to it, and I like the bright silver that we're seeing on the top right over here. Looks really cool, man. I don't know. I have an attachment to this kind of stuff. My dad is a train collector, so my dad collecting Lionel trains and me having my own Trainbots right over here. And, you know, he helped me get the stickers on my G1 figures back in the day. So I have pleasant memories of Transformers, especially at the age of 5, and my oldest daughter's 5. So I'm going through all kinds of, like, mental stuff right now. They say that's normal when you have kids, like you have flashbacks. Anyway, positive flashbacks, though. You can see there's a little bit of bulging right over here. I tried to get this, you know, squeezed in as much as possible, but that's the best I could do, and I feel like that's how it came. I really like the silver wheels right over here too. Man, I really love this bullet mode, but yeah, we do have to transform it. But let's go ahead and measure it out really quick first. So I did mention the track is 14 inches across with both of them connected, and Shouki is at about 11.5 inches across and is only about, I don't know, 1.5 2 inches tall. For a little bit of size comparison action, you can see that we have our Masterpiece Sideswipe and Masterpiece skids right here, which I have not reviewed, but yeah, you can see them right next to Shouki right here. While I did not transform my MP-44 Optimus Prime, you can see that Shouki is as long as the MP-44 trailer. Then for your choo-choo train comparison, you can see we have the Siege Astro train right over here next to Shouki. And yeah, this bullet train is way longer than this old choo-choo locomotive. I wish I thought of asking my dad to borrow one of his Lionel trains for a size comparison. I'll do that next time with the Get Suey review. Anyway, we have 73 steps. Will you take us away, Bumblebee? All right, step number 1. They don't say this, but you want to kind of push this piece up right here. You can see where it has a little bit of a hinge. Kind of want to lift that up just a tad so you can pinch in here and pull this flap down. And you're going to do the same thing to the other side and pull that flap down. Step 2 is lifting this all the way up. Step 3, unpick here and unpick there while lifting up at the same time. And then we have step 4. Step 5, see that gray hinge? That's going to be your step 6, sliding this down. Step 7. Step 8 is just connecting this gray piece into that clear bit of plastic. Step 9. Step 10. 11. I feel like 12 is a little bit weird because it says to rotate the whole leg, but I think you're just supposed to rotate this section right here for part 12 and then have that face forward like that, because that's the way they're showing you want it to look. 13, detach here. 14, 15, 16, 17. Make sure that clicks in. 18, 19. Move this away at step 20. That hinge right up there. And 21, rotate. 22, shift down. 23. Connect that clear plastic in there. Be mindful of that clear plastic. Scooch back right here. That will give me the clearance now for step 24. And then 25, you're going to hinge the track or the tires, right, or the wheels down this way, and it's going to lock in like that. And it'll just kind of sit right there, if I remember right. And then shift up. There it is. Yeah, it's supposed to go in there like that. It's getting that all tabbed into place right there, but that was step 20. That was step 25, shifting up right there. And then shift down right here for step 26, 27. Oh, and that really helps keep that in place. I like that. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. And when you do that, you want to make sure that you have these hinged downwards so that you get your ankle articulation in there and everything. Moving to the top. I'm going to remove this right here for step 34, step 35, 36, 37. I want to make sure that slides out. 38 is just moving these two silver tabs in. 39, shifting that down. 40, detach here for 41. You want to lift that up. Repeat the same thing on the other side right here. Step 42, get these facing sideways. 43, we're moving down. And make sure these panels are all behind him so that they scooch back in front of this silver piece right here. 44, you're gonna slide each of these up and across the top. 45, 46, we're gonna reach into the armpit and pull that tab out and do the same thing on this side. Pull this tab out right here. 46, we're porting these into these little ports right there. So port that in, and we're gonna go ahead and port that in. Step 48. Step 49, still have the shield in there. Step 50, move these little gray tabs outward. And then I think this is step 51. Yeah, that's step 51, rotating like that. 52, 53, 54, and 55 is getting this all tabbed together up top here. It goes, wasn't that hard. And 56. Shift this up and move down for 57, and then swing this up for 58, and then push that back for 59. And then 60, we're gonna fold all the way up top right here and lift that up a little bit, because 61, we pull this down. Then 62, we're gonna use this to port into that little piece that we just pulled out right over there. Yeah, there that goes. And that got undone. All right, that's all fixed. And then I'm gonna shift the head back here just a little bit. Step 63 is moving this forward and moving that forward and out. It's kind of a weird step. Step 64 is lifting these up. 65, 66, 67, rotate a full 180. Slide this out for step 68. These arms will pop off on me. It's frustrating. 69. Push this in for step 70. This little piece needs to slide into that back neck hole. I didn't do that properly, so make sure you do that properly so that you're not a dummy like me. There that goes. It feels a lot more secure now. So 70 was pushing that back in. 71 is flipping these down right here. And then 72, they counted this as a step to open the hands up so he could hold his weapon. I'm not counting that as a step, but I am counting flaring these out and moving these little nozzles out as a step, or that should have been a step anyway, because I feel like that's part of the character's design. So let's get that moving so that this is up here and this is up here like this. This one a little further out over there, so you kind of have these kind of wing design patterns going on right there. Then I'll give him his shield and his gun, and now we have Shouki all built and looking pretty awesome. I love the design of this character, and yeah, this figure so far, or already, I've really liked it. It looks sick to me, man. What can I say? Let's get a closer look. Look at that face, man. Oh, it looks dope. I love those Starscream vents on the side. You have that awesome crest up there. Nice silver paint apps. Great light blue for the eyes over there. And I just think this thing looks awesome through and through. I just really like the color scheme and the design. The gray works really well with this. He doesn't have huge panels on the top half of him. Well, you can see him on the side of the arms right there. And you're going to have some gap back right here. You could store the shield over here, which I'm not going to show off right now because you could just cover it like that if you want to. I don't think I showed how this is supposed to be more flattened out right over there. You can see the Autobot symbol right there. Some nice yellow paint apps. Little minor scuffage right here from two different experiences. Tiny little nick there, tiny little nick right over there. So that is unfortunate. And then the legs are big and bulky and obviously part of a train. So yeah, that's not really my favorite part of the figure. It stands out a lot. It's a little empty right over here behind the right leg. This one has, you know, the wheels and everything, so that helps fix that up right over there. We do have some weapon storage though. We have the tab that sticks up right there, and then we have the port on the gun, and it's on each side of it, so you just port that on like that. So you have your gun storage right now. And then for the shield, you can get him to hold the shield as you saw earlier, but just to demonstrate, you want to pick this piece out right over here, and then this could rest on top of one of these clear pieces of plastic, and you could just set it like that, and I think it looks really cool. Now, I mostly like the articulation on Shouki. You can move the head side to side, look up, and look, not really look down so much. A little bit of head wobbling over there. No butterfly joints with this figure. If you want to detach these tabs to lift the shoulders above that 90-degree mark, you could, but otherwise, and after retabbing that back into place, you can see that they'll just move out 90 degrees like that and move downward, forward, and back only a tiny bit. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist turn side to side. Then you have thumb articulation right here, and then you have these three fingers clamping together, and then the index finger moving all by itself, as you can see like that. And then you have a waist joint right here, no crunching or anything like that. These panels will move off to the side so you can get good hip movement moving outward, so you can see that almost can do the whole splits. You get panels that move forward as well, so you can kick forward, back, upper thigh cut, and great double jointed knees right over here that bend in all the way. Then ankles can move down a little bit and they move up a little bit. No side to side rotation, but you do get ankle pivot right there. Now to measure out the height of the Shouki figure, you can see that it is standing at about 7.5 inches tall, maybe closer to 7.25. Then to get into some size comparisons, you can see we have Shouki right over here next to our Siege Astro Train. And then here's Shouki next to a couple other Transformers Masterpiece figures. We have Masterpiece Sunstreaker and the MP-44 Masterpiece Prime, and I love the height of this thing. I think it is perfect right in between these two like this. Well, I mean, closer to the Sunstreaker height, but yeah, I think this works very well for this figure. If Takara Tomy ever does Masterpiece Devastator figures, I would want them to be about this size. And then here's Shouki next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Whoa, you're a train that can fly? Yeah, come on, ride the train and ride it. Ah! So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, show some love to the channel by hitting that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And thank you. I mean, really, thank you so much. I'm very grateful for those of you that enjoy the Transformers reviews, because I know there are not as many of you who enjoy my Transformers reviews as those who enjoy my Marvel Legends reviews. So especially grateful for that. Happy early Thanksgiving to all of you, you know, but especially for those of you that are watching right now at this moment in time, thank you so much. This figure is a lot of fun for me. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I have loved this figure since I picked it up. I just absolutely love the concept of this being a 6-piece combiner with trains of different designs, and I think Shouki over here is the coolest looking one. I love how Takara Tomy is rolling them out in the order that they're called out in those Diaclone commercials, so I think that's very cool, and the color scheme is awesome. I have some minor gripes. The one thing I gotta say though is that I'm really happy I didn't break any clear plastic on the figure, because there's a lot of little clear plastic tabs and I haven't broken anything, and I really like the quality of the figure. It feels really pristine, looks really good. I mean, this is my favorite toy line, man. I'm a sucker for it. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but for me, or actually, I'm not sorry you don't like it. I mean, well, sorry for you. Yeah, I'm sad for you. You know what I'm trying to say, man. You know, not everybody's gonna like the same thing, but for me personally, I'm really stoked to have this figure, and I've been enjoying it since I've had it in my possession, which was back in like August or July, man. So anyway, I'm happy to finally get this video up, and at the price point of around 160 bucks, I'm gonna give this Shouki figure a Sun rating of and I'd like to know what you guys think, so be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Should I get to that Getsui review sooner than later, or should I wait like another 3 or 4 months and then review it? Thinking maybe I should do that Getsui review sooner than later, because I'm stoked to have that in hand and I want to play with that figure. And I told myself I couldn't play with it until I reviewed Shouki. So here we go. Alright, you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Stay tuned over on the channel. If you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on Whatnot, where I'll have an auction sale over on Whatnot next week. So stay tuned for that as well, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face,